Okay. Good morning. How are you? Good. So today we're going to be doing some math. And I know that you've been working on putting things together, like addition, right? So we're going to be looking at some story problems today. And the most important part about a story problem is that you understand what's happening in the story and that you can visualize. So I know that when we read with our minds on, and we try to imagine or visualize what's happening in the story. Thumbs up if you do that. I know that that's one of your reading strategies, is to visualize what's happening in the story. We do the same thing in math, okay? So when there's a story problem in math, it's really important that we visualize what's happening. So we're going to do that for a couple problems today, together, okay? So I'm going to read you this problem here. Franco, so I want you to imagine a person named Franco. What might that person look like? Has 8 apples. Imagine that. What do you see in your mind? I'm going to read that part again. Franco has 8 apples and 7 oranges. Can you imagine this? How many pieces of fruit does Franco have in all? I don't want to know the answer right now. I want you to imagine what's happening in the story. I'm going to read it one more time. The thing we're doing right now is imagining and visualizing what's happening in the story. Franco has 8 apples and 7 oranges. How many pieces of fruit does Franco have in all? So what I want you to do, put your hands down. I don't even want to know the answer. I don't want to even know the answer to the question right now because we're focusing on, who can tell me what we're focusing on?
Visualizing.
Thank you. Perfect. Visualizing. We are focusing on visualizing. So I want you to go knee to knee with someone near you. So find a partner. Go knee to knee. Benjamin, we have a partner over here. What's your name again? Levi. Levi and Benjamin, will you be partners, please? Okay. Now the person that is facing the window, raise your hand. The person who in your group is facing the window. So you guys, maybe we'll choose you first, okay? Facing the window, that means your face is looking at the window. So in this group, that one. Gage, raise your hand. You are going to retell the story first, okay? I want you to tell your partner what happened in this story, this little tiny story. Go ahead. Good. So I heard a lot of us saying the exact words of the story because you can read these words, which is fine. I want the next person in the group to try to say it in your own words. Go ahead. Tell your partner what happened in the story. Okay. Okay. Everyone, turn your bodies towards me. Beautiful retelling. So now, without telling me how many pieces of fruit he has, because I know that some of you have figured that out already, without telling me how many pieces of fruit he has, I want you to think, is the solution to this problem going to be more or less than 8? That's all I want to know. Is the solution to this problem going to be more or less than 8? And I want to know why you think that. So without telling me the answer, without telling me how many pieces of fruit he has, will the answer be more or less than 8? Wyatt.
He'll have more.
Why do you think he'll have more?
Because it's 8 plus 7. You're totally going to have more.
So if it's 8 plus 7 and we're totally going to have more, how do we know? So we have 8 and then he has 7. What are we doing with these two things? What are we doing with the apples? And we're adding them, right? Or we're putting them together, right? We're taking the 8 apples and the 7 oranges and we're putting them into one group and counting them all together, right? Okay. Let's look at the next one. Here's a news story. Kira, can you see it? Kira has 12 crayons. She gave 4 to Jake. So imagine this. Figure out, what does Kira look like in your mind? What does she have? Just think it. What does she have? And then what does she do? I'll read it again. Kira has 12 crayons. She gave 4 to Jake. How many crayons does Kira have now? I don't want to know the answer. Remember what's important right now. Who can remember what we're doing? What are we trying to do? You told me last time. I know you know. Gage, we're trying to visualize, right? So we're trying to see it in our minds. So please turn to your partner again. And same partner. And retell what's happening in this little story. Don't read it. Just tell them what's happening. You think he appreciated that? What do you think? Think about what's happening. Kira has 12 crayons. She gave 4 to Jake. Okay, when you're done telling your story, I'll know because you're facing me. So I don't want to know how many crayons she has now. We're going to be answering these questions in a minute, or questions like these. I want to know, does Kira have more crayons than 12 or less crayons than 12? Put your hands down. I want everyone to think about it. Does Kira have more crayons than 12 or less crayons than 12? Now. Turn to your partner and tell them what you think. And why? Why? Tell your... Okay. Who wants to share? And I wanted to challenge you to share what your partner said. Because part about math, talking to each other, is about saying our ideas, but also listening to the ideas of others. That's how we learn new things. If you only have your own ideas, then you only ever know your own stuff. We want to know everybody's stuff. That's how we become really strong. Okay? So, who wants to tell me what their partner said? And you can start out by saying, my partner said. Okay? What did your partner say about how many crayons Kira has? Does she have, I don't want to know the answer. I want to know if she has more or less. Does she have more or less than 12 crayons? Shelby, what did your partner say? You can start off saying, my partner
said that she'll have less because it's taken away from 12 because she gives away 4 to Jake.
Ah, thumbs up.
She could have just kept 12 crayons, but she gave 4 away.
Yeah, I heard someone else say, I think Jake probably appreciated that, which I love that comment. That was a great comment, right? So we're really thinking about the story. We thought about Jake's feelings even. That's awesome. That's what we want to do, okay? So thumbs up if you agree that she would have less crayons because she gave some away. Excellent. Okay, I would like you to very quietly get up and go to your seats. Okay, so if we look at this problem here. Everyone see this? Okay. Nope, just leave it closed, Benjamin. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read this problem to you. There were 12 children playing tag on the playground. Then 10 more children joined the game. How many children are playing tag now? Think about this. We are, class, what are we doing? Visualizing. Visualize this. There were 12 children playing tag on the playground. Think about that. Then 10 more children joined the game. How many children are playing tag now? So just think about this problem. What's happening? I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Who wants to retell the story? Without reading it, retell what's happening in your own words. Yeah.
There were 12 people playing tag on the playground.
Uh-huh.
10 including.
Okay. That's what happened, right? So there's 12. So I'll say what you said. You said there were 12 people playing on the playground and 10 more joined. Is that right? Yeah, that's what happened. I can imagine this. I see 12 kids playing, and then I see 10 kids like running over and joining in. Now we need to know, what are we trying to find out? In this problem, what are we trying to find out? So think about it. When you have an answer, you can raise your hand. What are we trying to find out? What are we trying to find out? Yes?
The answer of how many kids are playing.
The answer of how many kids are playing. Okay. What information do we already know? What do we already know from this story problem? What do we know? What's one thing that we know?
We know that 12 kids were playing tag and 10 wanted to play tag too.
Yeah. We know that 12 kids are playing tag and 10 wanted to come play tag too. 10 more, right? So now think, will the answer to this problem be more or less than 12? Will the answer to this problem, don't tell me what it is, will the answer to this problem be more or less than 12? There will be more kids on the playground at the end than 12 or less kids on the playground at the end than 12? Benjamin, what do you think?
That there's more kids on the playground because it doesn't say 10 less children.
Or like 10 left or something?
Yeah, it says 10 more children, so it's more.
Okay. The word more is in there, but you're using this sentence to decide that they're going to join, right? There's more people coming, so we're going to have more kids. Okay, great. These are Sharpies. I'm going to move these so I don't. Okay. What equation, ooh, that's a big math word. What equation could we write for this story? What's the first thing that we know? Someone over here said it. What equation could we write? What equation could we write? I want you to tell someone near you. What do you think we should write? What do you think? What equation? You already know the answer. Okay, something like that. Okay. Okay, so without telling me the answer, what equation could we write? Someone from this table. Yes? Equals something, right? 12 plus 10 equals something. That's what we're trying to figure out, right? So in this problem, what is this 12? What is this 12 related to the problem? What is the 12? 12 what? Yeah. Yes, you. No, I want to know, what is this 12? Is this 12 bananas? I mean, what? In the story problem, what does this 12 represent? There are 12 whats in the story problem? 12 people or kids, right? And are they the original kids or are they the kids that joined? The original kids on the playground. And then what is this 10? What does this 10 represent? Yeah. The 10 more kids that joined in. So it's really important to remember that when we write equations, that we know what the numbers mean and what they are in the story. Okay? So you're going to, so we talked about these numbers. Who knows what this symbol is that I put here? What's this symbol? It's a math symbol. Mathematicians made up these symbols to mean things. What does this symbol mean? Yeah. Or what's it called? A plus sign. And what does it mean? What are we doing with these two numbers on either side of the plus sign?
Okay, so when you add a plus, that means you could add another number to the equation.
Okay. So this plus means I'm adding these together. I'm taking this number and the other number in the equation and I'm putting them together?
Yeah.
What is... Good. So they equal something. What is this symbol? What's this symbol? Yes?
Equals.
What is the equal sign? What does the equal sign mean?
What the 12 and the 10 turn into.
Oh, I love the way you said that. This equal sign tells me that on this side, it's going to be whatever the 12 and the 10 turn into when we put them together, right? You can think of an equal sign like a balance. The equal sign tells me the stuff on this side is the same as the stuff on that side. The quantity on this side, or the amount, is the same as the quantity on this side, or the amount. Okay? Okay. So, you're going to solve this problem and some more problems. Go ahead and open up your books to page 68. Find page 68. Find page 68. It should look just like what's up on the board. You do? Isn't that cool? Find page 68. So go ahead on page 68. Everyone find it? Check with your partner to make sure you found it. Go ahead and write the equation that we just did on the board. What equation goes with this problem? Sure. If you know the answer, go ahead and write down what it equals. Write the equation down. Okay. So now what's really important when you solve math problems is that you show your work. So I want you to think about, if you already figured out the answer, I see a lot of you have, because we had some time to think about this. I want you to show me, how did you solve it? Okay, so in this space that you're given, you're going to show how you solved it. So you could use pictures. You could use symbols like tally marks, like this kind of thing. You could use pictures. You could use numbers. But somehow, if you left your book open and you went out to recess and I went around and looked at each one of your books, I should be able to tell what you thought. I shouldn't have any question of what you thought. Okay? It's not enough to just have the answer. You must show your work. So when you're solving these story problems, I want you to think about these steps. And I wrote them down. This is just what we just did. You read the story problem and you visualize what's happening. You retell the story in your own words. You're going to be working with a partner on these, so I'd like for you to talk through what the story means before you even solve it. Decide if the solution will be more or less than the amounts in the story. So before you even solve it, before you even write anything down, I want you to think with your mind on, will this be more or less? What's happening in this story? Then I want you to write an equation. Choose a strategy and solve the problem. So how are you going to solve this? And then check your work. All right? So for the next 20 minutes or so, you're going to be working with your team, your partner. Do they do elbow partner? Or what shoulder partner. You're going to work with your shoulder partner on these 4 problems. So we've got page 68 and 69. And I'm going to be walking around and asking you how you're doing it and talking to you about it, okay? So go ahead and get started. What?
Am I supposed to add these three, or is that
Number string, because is it more than 2 digits?
What do you think?
Is it 23? Okay, 23.
Wait. Where did you get these 3 from?
I was counting 10s off my finger because I did 12, and then I used
And then your fingers?
the fingers
Uh-huh.
that I used already, and then used the extra fingers.
Okay. Show me where the 12 is on your paper. Where's the 12 in your strategy here?
There's 10, and then there's these 2.
Okay. So these 2. What, how could you see, so I see 10 here. And then how many do you see here?
And again, 10, 20, 23.
Wait. Listen to my question. How many is just here? 5, 10, 13. What number are we adding? How can you make this be 12? Okay, so I see Miss Whitney, do you have a whiteboard? Oh, Miss, what's your last name? Almeida, do you have a whiteboard?
I don't.
Small whiteboard. Yeah, can I have one? Okay. Where's the pen? Okay, so if I want to make 12 tally marks, tell me how to do it. Or you show me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now show me below. So this is 10, right? 12, right? Now show me below the next number in the equation. All right. How does the picture that you drew just now look different than the one that's in your book?
I did 1 extra.
You did 1 extra.
Oh, was I not supposed to add that one?
What do you think? Do you have 12 here or 13?
13.
All right. So now does your strategy match your answer?
So it is 22.
It is 22. 22 what?
22 children.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Why isn't your book open? You use tally marks? Okay. Great. Go on to the next one. Read it out loud. If you need help, may I have your attention, please?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Eyes on me.
1, 2, eye on you.
If you need help reading a story problem, that's totally fine. Raise your hand and I will come read it to you, okay? All right. Good. Carry on. Yes, Gage. Need some help?
Yes.
Will you try?
There were 22 children playing tag on the playground. Then 10 more children joined the game. How many children are playing tag now?
Good.
22. I'm going to do 22 tally marks.
Okay.
This time, because I did not want to do 20.
Squares?
Yeah.
Okay.
That hurt my hand.
Was
I
it a lot?
did 20 people yesterday with my own hands.
Wow, Gage. Okay. So what's happening in the story problem? Remember, before you even solve it, you need to tell me what's happening. How does it start? What's happening in the story? How does it start? There were 22 children playing tag on the playground. So, Gage, what's in the very beginning? Where's your pencil? Whoa. Okay, so tell me what's happening. Is this your partner?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. What's happening in the story?
There are
What's in the beginning?
22 children playing on the tag on the playground.
Right.
10 more kids
Okay.
joined in.
Yeah. So is the answer going to be more or less than 12? Than 22?
More.
How do you know?
Because they're joining, not leaving.
They're joining, not leaving. That's a great way to say it. Okay, so what equation would you write down?
I'm going to Italian.
No, what equation? So that's like the math sentence with numbers.
22 plus 10 equals...
Okay, go ahead, write it down. So can you show me how you solve this, Wyatt?
I'm going to do by number this time.
Numbers? Okay.
I just drew a bunch of people, 22 people.
Okay, but remember you need to show where's the 12 and where's the 10 in your strategy.
This is the 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the other 10.
What about these guys?
There's a 10 too.
So how can you show that they go together? Oh, connect them? Okay. Okay. Be sure to be talking to your partner here. You guys are using tally marks?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm still working on it.
First and last. Wow, that's very clear. Okay, so go on to the next one. Go ahead and read it out loud. Wait, hold on. Are you done? Where's your, how did you solve it? You have to show your work, remember? You do not have to draw pictures. You could use numbers, but you have to show somehow. Yes. Say, I can't hear you, honey.
Can you help me read this?
Yeah, I want you to try, and I'll help you with words you don't know. Ready?
There were 22 children playing tag on the playground. Then 10 more children joined the game. How many children are playing tag now?
Yeah. Okay. So what's happening in this story? There's 22 kids. Then what happens?
Okay, so it's going to be less. So what do you think we should do?
Okay, be sure to be working with your partner, okay?
I do this.
Okay. So what's happening in the story? Did you read it? What's happening in the story? Who's your partner? You're Benjamin? What's happening in this story?
22 children were playing tag after the 10 more joined to 12.
Listen.
And then 10 more kids joined. It's like the whole time.
It's like the whole school wanted to play tag. Okay. So there was 22 kids, and then I heard Benjamin say 10 more joined.
And also now it equals...
So hold on. So is the answer going to be more or less than 22? Why do you think that? 22 is a bigger number than what? Sure. But what's happening on the playground? Are people, I heard someone say when we were talking that people are joining or people are leaving. In this, are people joining? Are we getting more people to play tag, or are people leaving and stopping playing tag? More people are joining, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Miss Whitney.
So if you want to use cubes, go ahead. What would you start with?
Do you have some for these tables too?
Oh, I actually found something.
Yeah. Yeah, you can share with Shelky's team.
Thank you. Okay, guys, if you want to use cubes to help you solve, feel free. No, that's for your table. If you want to use cubes to help you solve, this is a good tool, okay? Go ahead, Benjamin.
I have to wait for her. Okay, are you done?
Where do you see, so what is this one?
Okay.
22 Smiley Mrs. Push. 10 people equals 32.
Okay. Okay.
Why are you every?
Because it's part of how it works.
Huh?
It's just how it works.
And then what if you go all the way over there and I can't see you?
Then it records the wall for a little bit. It's okay. So go ahead and work on the next one once you're...
I had to wait for my
Your partner. Okay. Why don't you read it to yourself while you're waiting for her, and then you can read it together.
Yeah, you're going on, of course. How many children?
So Levi, can we look at this one for a second here? I see you have tallies. How many do we have? Wait, hold on. How much is this? 5. Okay. So show me how to count this.
5, 10, 15, 20. What do you do? 25, 30.
Okay. What does your number say here? I think you've mixed them up, right? Can you correct that? I see in your strategy that you knew what it was, but I think you just wrote the numbers backwards. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so go on to the next one. Oh, wait, be careful. What was it? 31, 30. Read the next one. Can you read it aloud to me?
Went to get the school lunch. How many students were still sitting at the table?
So let's read this one. 32 students were sitting at the lunch table. 7 of them wanted to go get a school lunch, so like hot lunch. How many students are still sitting at the table? Is it going to be more than 32 or less than 32?
Actually, found something. So this student is 22, and it adds 10. Well, actually, it's 12. Since it's 22, it adds 10 more. Wait.
Uh-huh.
32.
They're all connected. Isn't that cool? Okay. So, yes, sweetie. So, yes, please go on. So what's going to happen? Is it going to be more or less?
I think it's 25.
I
think it's 25.
Well, first tell me, is it going to be more than 32 or less than 32? Why? How do you know? So imagine in the story, right? I see them getting up from their table and going somewhere else, right? Yeah, going to get school. Let's get in line or something. Okay, so go ahead. Okay. 32
students were sitting at the lunch table. 7 of them went to get a school lunch. How many students were still sitting at the table?
So what happened in this story? Can you imagine?
I'm trying to guess. How are they going to hot lunch? Are they adding a hot lunch or adding a cold lunch?
So in this, 32 students were sitting at the lunch table. So imagine our cafeteria, right? There's 32 kids sitting at the table. 7 of them went to get a school lunch. So that's like hot lunch. So imagine that. You're sitting at the table. Mr. Schneider says, okay, if you have hot lunch, go and get in line.
I think 39.
So are people joining the table or are people leaving the table?
I think leaving.
Okay. I agree with you. Because they went to go get school lunch. Right? So are there going to be more kids at the table than 32 or less kids at the table? Less. Okay. So how can you solve this problem?
I could do 32 minus 7.
Okay. Now how are you going to solve that?
I'm going to solve about doing tally marks.
Okay. So you're going to draw how many tally marks?
This table needs more blocks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tally marks.
Looks like you only have like 3 more blocks.
17, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm telling myself 1, 2, 3. Wait, 32. And then I'm gonna minus 7.
Okay, how are you going to minus them? Are you going to erase them, cross them out? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do this. Got the line? Here we go. This is 20.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, that's 10.
Mm-hmm.
20.
Okay.
Look how big mine is.
Benjamin, these are tools, right?
Yeah.
What are you?
20. Wait, is it minus?
What do you think? What's happening in the story? Tell me what's happening in the story. 32 students were sitting at the lunch table. 7 of them went to get a school lunch. So are kids coming to the table or leaving the table? So what do you think it is? Is it subtraction, or what is the answer going to be more or less than 32?
I should have kept that.
Is it going to be more or less than 32? Don't have to tell me the number. Just tell me, are there more kids coming or?
Okay. But I need 23. So guess what? Minus 7.
Okay, so can you write here, like, I erased 7 or something? Like, tell me. So I drew 32 and then erased 7, maybe? Because that's what you did. As best as you can.
What I did was
Okay. Good job.
Oh, that's good. And then what would you do? Then take some away. How many would you take
10.
away? 7. Good. So
Now we just have to Now we have to. Now. Okay, Bella, on yours. Yeah.
that happens. No big
Yeah,
deal.
that's okay. So, are we done with the first one?
Okay, I'm done with the first one. So now we have to make the second one. Just write equals. I drew them the tiny too.
Okay, let's go on to the next one, okay?
Okay.
So how many do you have so far?
22.
Do you know how many you have so far?
I'm waiting till the third. I'm waiting till she has the fourth one.
What did you do, Gage?
I did. I'm doing my
You're doing a really good job, whatever you're doing, so you gotta keep it up.
What's your answer?
25.
How did you get that?
I took away 7 kids, and then I counted the rest of the kids, and then it was.
Can you show me? So, that looks like 215 to me.
What?
What's this one in between?
They're very special, or I think they might be in trouble.
Okay. So show me where,
Next one.
how you did it.
I put 7 children. I put 6 children right
How
here.
many does that make
and I
it?
put 2
How are you
more
going to show
on
me
the
that?
side. And then I counted all these, and then it was 25 children. And then 7 people. 7 children got school lunch.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Can you show me all the way to 32, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Now instead of erasing, can you cross them out so that we don't lose them? Show me. 1, 2, 3. How are you knowing how many you're doing? Are you counting?
Right, how are you going to do number 4? Are we on number 4?
6, 7. So now can you count how many there are?
I wish we could go to the zoo. That sounds like fun.
Careful. How could you organize these? Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
No, I don't know when you're doing this. I'm going to try and go.
15,
But I heard Maybe it might be on Fridays when I have classes.
19, 20,
So it depends what time of the day.
24, 25, 26,
If it's in the afternoon, I'll be there. Sounds good.
Great. You okay?
Okay, good.
So 10, 20.
What number did you start on your number
That's
line?
10, 20, 23.
How many did you draw to begin with?
Can you draw that number?
I think that I see. So can I write on your paper?
Yeah, I
I see this.
Yeah, that's right.
How many is that all together?
Oh, that is 32.
It is? Let's count. How much was this?
10, 20, oh, 30.
Oh, 30. So what do you need still?
2.
2 more. How does that change your answer?
Which problem are you guys working on?
This one.
Okay, so what are you trying to do right now?
Trying to do blocks, but it's taking forever. They keep disconnecting.
Okay, so what could you do instead if the blocks are
So what do you think you're going to do?
Something else you could do?
Yeah.
What?
Tallies.
Okay, use tallies. So show me
Okay.
how to use tallies.
So show me minus 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Seriously, Pastor, you're done me now? 7.
Okay, so now what's your answer?
What you did? What did you do?
Now my answer is
1, 2, 3. So show that.
25.
Oh,
Like this.
okay. So what number do we start with here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What number's in our problem? How many students were sitting at the table?
32.
32.
2, 3.
32.
Okay, so how can you show 32 tallies? How are we doing over here, guys? How's it going? My name is Mrs. Reynolds. How are you? Your name is Chris, right? I met you on the first day of school. Nice to see you again. Okay, so let's read this problem here. Can you read it out loud to me?
32 students were sitting at the lunch table. 7 of them went to get a school lunch. How many students are still sitting at the table?
So tell me what's happening. How does it start?
So there were 32 students at the table.
Mm-hmm.
7 left to go get school.
Okay, so 7 left.
So
Is the answer going to be more than 32 or less than 32? Less than 32. Can you change your thinking there? Revise it? Oh, okay. So now how do you solve that? All right, guys, finish up your last thinking. You do not have to be finished with these problems. It is okay.
I just need to do 9. I can't think of it. I can't
So go ahead, finish up whatever problem you're working on. All right. Yeah, you're going to stop. It doesn't matter if you didn't finish. It's okay.
Okay, my back hurts now. On the last second.
Finish it in the last second?
Yeah, I finished on the last second.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stop.
Miss Whitney, where did you put the Sharpies?
They're right on that.
Oh, thank you. Okay, guys. So we're going to talk about this problem that we all did in the beginning, 12 plus 10. Okay, and I saw a lot of people, I think one of our favorite strategies, it looks like as a class, was using tallies. A lot of people use tallies, right? But some people drew pictures, which is great. So who wants to share how they solved this problem? How did you solve it? How did you solve the problem? Yes, how did you solve this problem? So you use tallies, right? And what did you draw first?
I drew a 5, then another 5, then another 5, then another 5, and then 2 2.
2 ones, right? So if you drew, so we've got 5, 10, 11, 12, right? And then I saw that you did this. So this is my 12, and this is 10, right? And then when we were talking, you said that you started with 12 and then counted on your fingers. Is that right? So how could you do that? Can you say, what does that sound like? How did you figure out what the answer was?
I said 12, and then I counted off my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put 1 across the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then how did you get the total?
I counted the 6.
Okay, so we could say 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like that? Okay, so she said, she didn't even have to count these because she already knew it was 12. She said 12, so she said 12. And then she went 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Is that right? Am I understanding you right? Correctly? Great. Who did it a different way? Who did it a different way? Yes.
I did it a few different ways.
Okay, what's one way?
One way is I drew 12 stick figures with no eyes or mouth.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
And then I circled the 12. I circled the 12. And then I didn't have enough room to just keep going 10 all the way across, so I put a 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then down in the bottom I did 3.
3, 6, and then, well, what's 6 and 3 together?
6 and 4.
6 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And so,
And then I counted all of those 60.
okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't put the numbers, but I just keep track of the numbers in my mind.
Sure, but if I was going to show somebody, maybe I would write the numbers out. This is what you did and what you said, right? Okay, so you had a group of 12 and a group of 10. And then together you put them together and got 22. Okay. I heard somebody else do something like this, where they had, I think everybody had tallies. I didn't see anybody who didn't have some tallies. But I saw some people go like this. So we have 12 and 10, and then I heard people just count how many there were in groups. How could I count this in groups? Without going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How could I count them in groups? Yes, I think you did this. Okay, so you went 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, right? And then I heard you do something even a bigger step than that. How could I do it even a bigger step than just 5s? Okay, so 10, 20, 21, 22. So that tells me that this 12 is made up of a 10 plus a 2, right? So we could go 10 plus 10 plus 2 equals 22. These are all ways that you can solve these problems. And these are called things, okay? So we're going to call this one counting on. And what that means is that we know a group and then we count on the rest, okay? So counting on. Raise your hand if you did this strategy. If you went 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Some of us. Okay. This one is called counting all. That means that we draw it and we count every single one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Raise your hand if you did that. If you counted all of them. Okay, some of us. And then here's another strategy. This one we're going to call adding one number in parts because we broke them up, right? So we can call it breaking the numbers. Yeah, I love number strings. So breaking the numbers and adding in parts. Raise your hand if you did it this way, where you added up by pieces. Great. Huh? Where you added it in pieces. Oh, so even if you didn't draw people, if you drew cubes, would your strategy be the same? For 12 plus 10? Okay, so you used the cubes, but did you count all of the cubes? So your strategy is like this one. Even though you used cubes, you counted all.
And also I did my ones that I should have 10
Okay.
on the I accidentally mixed this one and the lunch one, and I was because of my
That's okay.
and then I just
So we have two ways to write this problem. One way we can write it is the way that it's in your book, or the way that we wrote it. 12 plus 10 equals 22. We could also write it like this. 22 equals 12 plus 10. Whoa, can I switch it around like that?
Yeah.
That's okay, because the equal sign tells us that whatever on one side is the same as whatever's on the other side. Can I also write it like this? Yeah, we can write it like this. This is not considered an equation because there is no equal sign, but it's called subtraction notation, which just means a way we write, addition notation, which just means a way we write addition. But all of these things represent the same idea. All right? Okay, so you can go ahead and close your books. Good job today. Thank you for having me come.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye, Benjamin.